Yeah, I think we've got 8 people, so that should be 6 including you and me. I think we're ready to get started. Hope we are. We've got some good Rocket League on our hands.
Yeah, I know. The people want to see the games here. We're ready to get started, and we do have them hopping into the games here. So we've got Strife, Top Cat, and Rose for Undertow Esports. Bajan Smondo, Chirp City, and Just Swanky for Best Buds United. The players have taken the field. They're ready to go here. 5 minutes on the clock for game number 1. Let's get this one underway here. Take it away.
Just Swanky's going to get a kickoff goal right off the bat. It's going to be kind of encouraged by Strife as it was probably going to roll in anyways, but regardless, that's a goal on the board, an early start for BB United as they take the advantage early. Only 2 seconds and a kickoff goal, at least if you're Undertow, not the way you want to start this one off.
I'll be honest, I blinked and I missed that one, and you see Undertow with the whoops and faking there in the chat. Not really the typical start you're going to see here in this invitational circuit with such fantastic teams and players, but hey, mistakes happen every once in a while. Best Buds United happy to get one there early. Bajan going across the middle, but Strife keeping a good eye on it, and Chirp City continuing to pepper him on early as Best Buds United looks to seal a 2-goal advantage here. Chirp has a chance and in. Great pressure there. Just Swanky the assist. Chirp City the finish.
This all comes off of that double commit between Rose and Top Cat. Strife is left stranded on his goal line and he misses the initial save. Chirp City, all he has to do is put it anywhere but where the defender is. 2-0 start, 30 seconds pass, and BB United, they've got a strong start so far.
They really do have a strong start, and you got to imagine just with what we know about the records and kind of how these teams have played, they're both sitting at 2-2. Undertow, as we talked about, maybe in a bit of a slump, dropping 2 games in week 2 after winning 2 in week 1. But Best Buds United playing pretty consistent ball, splitting the difference in weeks 1 and 2, going 1-1 here. So you kind of look at teams like that almost as the dark horse, if you will. You know what you know about the teams that are undefeated, the teams that don't have a win, but these teams kind of in the middle, how they're playing week to week is sort of determined by what's been going on with their win-loss streak here.
Yeah, absolutely, and specifically when it comes to win-loss streaks, Best Buds United, they're technically 2-1 because their game that they had a double forfeit. And one of those losses got chalked up onto their page against Revision Esports. That was, I guess, either this week or last week. So technically, they're 2-1. They haven't actually been on the field to lose 2 series, but they did lose to the number 2 team currently in the standings in Trash Esports. So I guess if you're looking at losses comparatively, Transcendent's 14th in the table. Forge is 8th on the table. Those are the 2 losses for Undertow. Best Buds United, they've lost to the number 2 team currently in Trash Esports. So we're talking about dark horses. Best Buds United, well, they've got the receipts. They've lost to a better team. Maybe that caters a little bit differently. Bajan Smondo takes advantage of this pass play between him and Chirp City, floating it off the backboard. Rose can't get up to it in time. Strife left strandling right over there on the goal line. Top corner hits the splash. 3 minutes and 1 second left on the clock. And 3 goals found already for BB United.
Yeah, it's a big start. I mean, that kickoff goal kind of set the tone there. Obviously, a bit of an accident by Undertow Esports, but still, they haven't really been able to get much offense going. Nifty little pass attempt there from Rose. Doesn't amount to much as the goalie collects it and brings it up the field. Swanky trying to get something started, but a good interception there by Rose forces Bajan to get up there and challenge it. We've seen a lot of plays open up for Best Buds United as they have been able to get to the backboard, get to the side wall, to the left and right of those posts to start their offense. So Undertow Esports definitely needs to up the coverage there to keep Best Buds United off of the offensive here. Meanwhile, not a whole lot of offensive pressure yet from Undertow. Obviously, being down 3-0, it's a bit easier for their opponent to dictate the pace. So I'll be kind of interested to see what they do with the second half of this game, and then especially heading into and there's another one. It's just Swanky booms this one in from the top. Undertow trying to get a little aggressive with that team bump in the middle, just not clean on those rotations. All 3 members in that tightly knit area, and when the ball sails over the top, that's just an easy one for Best Buds.
Yeah, Top Cat and Rose, again, double committing in the midfield. At this point, when you're down 3-0, you have to get something going, and so you're going to break these rotations aggressively. You're going to try to get that ball down the field in whatever way you can. Unfortunately, it leads to a 4th goal, and Well, in a surprising turn of events, Top Cat has turned this on its top, 4-1. Suddenly, a little bit of a chance starting to loom on the horizon as Top Cat gets the first opportunity for Undertow and converts on it immediately.
That's good news if you're an Undertow Esports fan, as Junior P Cubed points out, one of the first serious opportunities there for Undertow, and they make it count. Here's another serious opportunity, but it's going to sail wide as Bajan is there. But now you see Undertow starting to pick up that pressure. Rose flying in. What a beautiful shot. Anticipated where this ball was going to go. And just when we thought this game might be a nice clean win for Best Buds United heading into game number 2, Undertow's keeping it interesting.
Yeah, within the span of about 30 seconds, Undertow Esports has put themselves with a little bit less than half the mountain to climb. They found 2 goals back-to-back, and that bump in the corner opened up the entirety of the net. Rose is looking for another one off this backboard. Top Cat will come in to try to keep the possession, but Bajan Smondo is out, and just Swanky will control this down in the blue corner, getting some air, getting some space, certainly helpful for the confidence moving forward. At least I know in my games, if I'm winning 4-0 and I go down quickly by 2 goals, I'm getting scared, I'm getting nervous. Another shot's coming in for Best Buds United. All 3 members scrambling on the goal line, but nothing amounts to it in Strife. Trying to work this ball out, trying to take it the other way. Top Cat looking for something, but not able to find it anything.
Looked like he almost got the bump on the way out, but the defense does hold steady. Rose gains control here, puts it up. Swanky's got enough boost, though, to keep that one out of harm's way. That was a dangerous ball if he did not have the boost to make that play. Here's a shot opportunity, though. We talked about the backboard and the sidewalls playing such a factor for Best Buds United. Undertow turns that around and makes it happen themselves. Great ball from Strife to Top Cat. This is unbelievable. 4-goal run for Best Buds United to start the game. Now a 3-goal run here for Undertow, all within the last 2.5 minutes of play.
And all of the members had committed forward for Undertow Esports right there. Had just Swanky actually gotten the hit on the ball off the backboard, had he made that read, we might have seen the ball going in the exact opposite direction, perhaps in favor of BB United. But instead, this game's almost equal, 3-4, 35 seconds remaining, and Undertow, despite not initially having a shot in this game, have proved themselves a viable contender moving forward. 30 seconds left to equalize this game, and Undertow Esports, they've got all the momentum. Rose will take a shot. Top Cat will look for the read, but can't find it just yet. Chirp City's just trying to boom this all the way downfield, trying to create all the space in the world, trying to force them to take it all the way back down. They're unable to get it so far. That is until Top Cat can get it all the way back down to the orange half, looking for the read. The Swanky will clean it up as clean as you would like, and things are starting to get dire. They're starting to get hairy. 1 second remaining on the clock. This ball will have to go the entire length of the field, and Bajan Smondo will secure the deal. The final nail in the coffin in the top right-hand corner. As Best Buds United will take this series, but it was certainly a scare at the end of it.
It really was a scare. Talk about a roller coaster of emotion here as Best Buds United take game 1. We saw a 4-goal swing for Best Buds United. Then it's 3 goals all the way. Undertow's pulling back here. And then Best Buds United puts one in at the end to say, hey, we're not quite done here, guys. We're doing all right. Fantastic game all around between these two teams. And you see the stats there. They kind of speak for themselves. Swanky with the MVP. Offense and defense, 2 goals, 1 assist, involved in 60% of the offense there with 3 saves to boot. Pretty decent shot consistency between the teams at 10 versus 12. Would have definitely expected that to be a little bit more of a gap if Undertow hadn't certainly picked it up towards the second half of that game. And you saw Top Cat there in the post-game chat mention no warm-up games is tough. So maybe they'll they kind of got their groove and they can ride some of that momentum here into game number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have that many shots, it's all about how many you turn in the first place. With the shots being that even, Best Buds United just a bit more consistent in the attacking third, able to find that 5, able to find that 2-goal advantage over Undertow Esports. At the end of the day, it puts them in prime position. They've got a 1-0 start in this series, and you always want to be fighting from the front. You never want to be fighting from the back.
Yeah, and I think that's never been more apparent than how Undertow Esports felt after the start of that one, right? It's like that quick kickoff goal, it just kind of snowballed into some momentum for Best Buds United, and Undertow Esports, to their credit, did a good job of bringing that back to make it a very close game, but for a large chunk of the game, really felt like they just could not get over that hump. So it looks like we're seeing a much more even start here. No 2-second kickoff goals. I mean, kind of as we expected. Best Buds, though, we've seen them boom the ball over the top quite a few times here. Undertow definitely showing to be an aggressive team so far. Have gotten caught a couple times on the counterattack. I would keep an eye on Best Buds, looking to keep that same strategy going once again here in game number 2.
Yeah, they're just trying to boom this ball down the field because it's the perfect way to make space. But sometimes you outkick your coverage. Sometimes you boom it a little bit too far. The defense can pick it up and take possession. And if you're Undertow Esports, you're working all these long clears downfield. You're just realizing they're just essentially giving up possession. They're not trying to keep it down here in the blue half. They're not trying to work the ball around. Because of that, they're just essentially gifting this possession over. No real opportunities for either side, but finally Chirp City will have a real one. He puts it in the back of the net, takes advantage of Rose and Top Cat out of position and beats Strife initially. 1-0 start for Best Buds United as that momentum starts to come back and they start to work back into that groove that they found in game number 1.
That was a great play by Chirp City. Fantastic recognition of the situation. Blew past 2 defenders. They were out of position at the midfield line. Last defender has back to the ball, and Chirp City all the time in the world to just kind of do whatever they wanted to with that open space. Results in the first goal of game number 2 here. Best Buds United striking once again early. A little bit of goal line denial there by Bajan. Now Chirp City's trying to start the counterattack, but the backboard defense playing steady there for Top Cat. It's a little bit of space for Strife, but a bit of a hit away there. Loss of possession at the midfield line. Infield passing Swanky gets a shot towards net, but Top Cat no problem fielding that one away. Bajan making some good plays here to make sure that this one doesn't get past that last line of defense there, as that one was heading towards the waiting arms of the offensive player to boot that one in for the goal. Now we kind of stabilize here, getting towards the halfway point of this game. Still 1-0 on the scoreboard. I am loving seeing fans of both teams in the chat getting excited about what we have going on here. UDT and BBU definitely showing off here tonight for the fans. Maybe we can get a 5-game series out of them if both teams are willing to grace us with that.
Yeah, these games have been incredibly close. We thought that the series was going to be an absolute blowout by the initial probably 2.5 minutes of game number 1. And now as we start to run back, as we start to see this in fruition, Rose almost interrupts me with one of the most nut shots I've seen in my entire time in this league. Almost finds that equalizer, almost finds that nail biter of a shot that surely goes on all the social media platforms, but it's not lucky enough. It doesn't find the back of the net. Now it's off the backboard. Bejan Smanda to keep it in. Just Swanky looking for a nice touch, but no one's there, and Strife will just boom it down the field. Chirp City might get caught here, a bit out of position, and his missed touch will almost go capitalized on. Rose opts to turn back instead. And with 1:50 left on the clock, lots of time played, but still lots of time to go. BB United, well, they've got the advantage so far. They're working possession. They're working the ball. They just have not been able to find that opening goal. Undertow Esports haven't. Best Buds United, they're simply sitting somewhat comfortable right now.
Yeah, they are looking pretty good here, holding on to that 1-goal lead. We've seen a few opportunities for Undertow Esports here so far, but not really able to convert on anything. Probably only 1 or 2 were pretty serious threats, I would say. But speaking of serious threats, Top Cat finds the angle on this one, and any point I was trying to make about the Undertow offense is mute. Top Cat evens us up 1:12. Looks like just Swanky was kind of caught flat-footed there. I don't think expecting the angle to come in, and we're tied at 1 with 1:12 left on the clock. Quick question answer for chat. Yes, these players aren't specifically in Tier 1 because there's no tiers in the Winter Invitational, but it is all high Grand Champ SSL players for different franchises or community organizations here within IGL. So let's enjoy this last 50 seconds of play because we've got a nail-biter here.
Yeah, absolutely. You were talking about how they didn't have any real opportunities, but really no one expects that shot from Top Cat to go in from that obtuse of an angle and right in that top corner of the near post. I used to play goalkeeper in high school soccer, and I never would expect that shot, and I got scored on a lot because of it. Now I'm looking like Landon Donovan talking about indoor soccer. Well, this game's going on around us, but that shot, no one expects it. No one's ready for that near post shot. Sharp City's trying to find the advantage. They don't want to head to overtime. They know just how potent this Undertow Esports side is, and they really don't want to lose it.
Yeah, going into overtime, probably not the preference here for Best Buds United. They've seen Undertow Esports really pick it up in the second half of these games. 2 seconds left now. This one almost clears backboard, but a great deflection away by the orange defense, and we are heading into overtime. These teams keeping it so interesting. Best Buds United usually off to the strong start first half of the match, then Undertow finds a way to come storming back. Great pass to the middle here. Strife shot on target. Topcat with the play, but nobody able to come in and finish that one off. Was a bit of a risky one for the 3 on Undertow Esports to try to make a move on that one, as you never really expect a play like that to materialize. But man, what an exciting finish that would have been if they'd have boomed that one in to start this overtime off.
Yeah, an early opportunity for Undertow Esports. Looked like Topcat actually got the save on it as it was flying into the back of the net. He scrambled on the goal line just to try to get the defender out. But now we're way past that. We've got 35 seconds since that moment. Now we're at the 45-second mark. Strife's looking for a clip of his life, but that's off the crossbar. Sharp City to maintain possession down here. Will find the nice pinch off the sidewall. Topcat in a volatile position, though. Loses his flip. Thus can't find the goal. Strife to continue this moving forward. They're trying to get these nifty little pass plays where they pass it to somebody already up on the backboard, already up on the wall. But they haven't amounted to anything so far. At the very least, they're applying an incredible amount of pressure. While they might be unable to find it so far, another opportunity is going to sweep in for Topcat. Sharp City down to just Swanky. The pass play almost coming through. It's so incredibly close. Possession flying back and forth. On my stream, we like to call that ping-pong possession. Neither team really having a nice opportunity. Any continued possession. It continues on moving forward. It continues on in the same style that we've seen, where both teams trying to find an edge, trying to find an advantage, but have been unable to do so thus far.
Yeah, neither team able to get a hold of that goal. This is going to be a good touch for Swanky. Makes it backboard. Sharp City coming in, but goal line denial by Strife. Now Rose with the pass over to Topcat. Tries to start the Undertow Esports offense, but it's quickly deflected away. Here in overtime, 2 minutes. I would say a bit of the momentum early on was definitely in Undertow's favor. They were threatening to end this quickly, but Best Buds United bounced back. I will say I don't feel like we've seen too many close opportunities quite yet for Best Buds, though. Playing some very solid defense, but just not able to really break through what Undertow was setting up on their half of the field quite yet here. Topcat with a nice play. Rose gets a backboard, but Swanky is there and covering. And Bajan will try to take possession here, but to Junior P Cube's point, a lot of back and forth, a lot of ping-pong in. You can see Undertow Esports probing the defense a little bit here, and Topcat almost gets one across, but they hold steady on the goal line, just continuing, both teams, to try to work out these rotations and get somebody out of position, and Best Buds United nearly does it, but no avail.
Yeah, that weak clear off the side post, it's definitely a difficult hit to go for, but no one's able to find it. No one's able to capitalize on that open shot opportunity. Chirp City will keep this ball in, but he's got no boost and no options to work with because of it. This ball is floating down here in the blue corner. No one's able to get it out just yet until Rose steps in, gets a nice touch, gets it over to the sidewall where Topcat take over this. Now Swanky's got the ball. Rose immediately stuffs it where it starts. Lots of opportunities starting to manifest themselves in favor of Undertow Esports, although they aren't able to find anything just yet. Rose will have a shot. That's floating to the bottom corner, but Chirp City ready on the goal line, ready to stop that right in its tracks. We continue back into this back and forth styled offense. The gameplay, incredibly intense, incredibly back and forth. Either team looks like they could take it as we approach nearly 4 minutes past so far in game number 2 overtime. It's anybody's ball game at this point.
It really is. Both teams are strapped in for the long haul here. They're going to be playing an extra game almost if they can get past or they're going to be playing an extra game if they can get past that 5-minute mark here, regardless of the series outcome. This one dropping down in front, dangerous by Strife as Best Buds United were closing in on that. But Undertow Esports, they live to die another day there. Best Buds definitely stepping up the pacing a little bit. We've seen them peppering the shots on the blue net, a couple of them very close. But now we're back on that orange side of the field, just continuing to look for that golden goal. 4.5 minutes. You can tell it means a lot to these teams. We talked a lot about the records. We talked a lot about how their seasons have been going before the season started, and that is so close for Bajan, but Strife gets the wheel on it. But a 3-2 record is obviously favorable to a 2-3 record here. And both of these teams, you can tell, really putting in all the effort they can to get another win or get another notch in the win column here.
With all the opportunities we've had so far, with all the opportunities that have come for both Undertow Esports and BB United, it's almost a shock that no one scored just yet. Topcat will take a banger of a shot, redirected from an incredible angle. I don't know how he found this, but it was nuts to say the least. Topcat calls game with 5 minutes and 13 seconds passed on the clock. They take the game 2-1. Undertow Esports take game number 2. And we've got ourselves effectively a best of 3.
What a play from Topcat, earning that MVP in style. Somebody make sure to clip that play for the man so he can add it to his arsenal there. Maybe bringing it back to the booth here, Junior, if that's cool with you. Can I call you JPC? Is that an acceptable acronym for the nickname, or is it always Junior P cubed?
You can call me JP. That's all right.
JP.
That's what my friends call me.
Cool. Well, JP, I'm bringing it back to the booth here as we did just take a look at the stats. Topcat with the MVP and the MVP performance there, quite frankly, at the end of a grinded out 5-minute overtime. I think 5 minutes and some change, about 13, 14 seconds there. 18 shots for Undertow Esports, 11 for Best Buds United, but dang, 12 saves for Best Buds. 2-1, 5-minute overtime. It was just a grinded out. Who's going to win this? Who's got the grit? Undertow Esports barely pulling away in that one with just the craziest goal from Topcat.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just a defensive war of attrition. It was just who could hold on for the longest, who could work their way into the opponent's net the quickest. So many opportunities granted over, yet none of them able to find the back of the net. Looks like they're already starting with game number 3 right here, trying to get it off started quick with Bejan Smondo, trying to find an opportunity off the backboard quick. The passing play is coming away in spurs. Trying to work this ball, trying to get down the field. You want to be taking this opening goal, and Chirp City will almost find it. That's off the crossbar. Bejan Smondo not able to put it past Rose. And now it's sent back the other way. Topcat off the backboard. It's going to ricochet off the ceiling. Not the strongest clear, but Bejan Smondo's there. He's ready and waiting. Immediately back down the other end. We're starting to see that strategy of just the booming clears coming back and forth. Suddenly, Chirp City will find himself in some space. He'll pass it over to just Swanky. Incredible save by Rise. Couldn't see it on camera, but it was nuts to say the least. Now a minute's passed quicker than any minute we've seen so far. These teams continue to remain deadlocked. Looks like Bejan Smondo wants to slow down the pace a little bit, wants to just keep it in the corner, give his teammates some time to get some boost, get some space, and recoup for the next assault on the blue net. Chirp City won't have the strongest touch, and that'll give possession over to the Undertow Esports side.
This game
not much
definitely,
happened so far.
Yeah, to your point, not much happening so far. This game definitely has a bit of a different feel to it. As both of the other games, we saw Best Buds United put a strike on target relatively early on, but this time they're going to prevent the early strike with a crazy save there from just Swanky. And as I was kind of watching this game here, it's game number 3. It's a crucial moment in the best of 5 series as we're tied up at 1 apiece. I was kind of wondering, what is going to happen for Best Buds United if Undertow Esports is able to seize control early, because that has been kind of the thing here for Best Buds in this series. It'll be really interesting to see how they might respond to that kind of a situation. And while neither team has seized control just yet, I think, that first goal is going to be everything here in game number 3, because last game, 5 minutes, 13 seconds of OT to break that 1-1 seal. It's looking like it's going to be another long game from a defensive perspective here where one goal, that could do it.
Yeah, absolutely. BB United's saving grace so far has been the opening goals, as we see from Just Swanky flying in from the top rope, sliding into the top corner. Bejan Smondo with the pitch-perfect pass, and Just Swanky with the first-rate shot over Top Cat. Incredible precision, just shows off the skill of these players, and BB United continue on with the trend. They've got the opening goal in this game, just like they've had in the previous 2 games that we've played so far. I know it's like they're going to find a second one right here, as Just Swanky finds a brace in 30 seconds or less. Incredibly strong start after, well, a bit of a moment where neither team was really able to get anything done. Suddenly, an opportunity manifests itself off the kickoff. 2-0 very quickly. BB United have the lead.
Yeah, this one was a complete deadlock at 0-0, but here in the last 10-15 seconds, Best Buds United has put up 2 quick goals. You see Strife shooting on target there, and Top Cat trying to clear some space in the box, but the Best Buds United defense holds steady. Normally, you're watching any other game, you may start thinking, hey, okay, the orange team, they've got pretty good control of this, but the end of these games, that's where Undertow Esports really seems to start coming alive here. So I think we've got the best of this game ahead of us here, JP, because Undertow, they never know when to throw in the towel in these games.
Rise looking for an incredible redirect, but it was just a bit too high. His car control sent him a bit too far into the sky. Just Swanky down on the other end looking for his hat trick, but Rise is ready for it. Rise or Rose, doesn't matter. Looking for these opportunities, looking for a third, because any Rocket League player knows that a 2-0 lead is safer than a 1-0 lead, but it's still not that safe in the grand scheme of things. 1 goal in favor of Undertow Esports shifts the momentum completely, and suddenly you're looking at a quick counterattack. All the momentum against you in the favor, the pendulum swinging the opposite direction. Really, if you're BB United, you've got to be striving for every opportunity you get, trying to find every goal you can. Bejan Swanda will take a shot, but Top Cat gets that out of the corner. Now taking it down the field, looking for the first, trying to get it over to Rose, but not able to find it just yet. We're back down the other end of the field as a third is looking on the horizon. Undertow Esports members having to rotate far and wide to get back, to keep this ball out of the net, to at least pad the stats at the very minimum. They're unable to do so thus far. They're unable to get the ball into the orange net like they would so please. And BB United, 30 seconds remain on this clock, and they've looked strong offensively this game, at least compared to the last game. Maybe their feelings got hurt by losing in overtime with that 5 minutes and 13-second overtime. The absolute grueling nature of it just wore the Undertow Esports side out, and all their emotions are out.
Yeah, it takes a lot to win a 5-minute overtime. It's even more impressive when you can bounce back. Almost no time left on the clock. Best Buds United going to be able to hold on to this one. We got some style points on the line here, though, with the ball still in the air. It'll drop, and Best Buds United take a 2-1 series lead. We'll take a look at the stats and pop it back to the studio here in just a second. But, man, Just Swanky coming up huge there with the 2 goals. Rose nearly equaling Swanky in points there with no goals and the 4 saves. Really well done. We got the 2-1 lead for Best Buds United. And JP, as I bring it back here to the studio, I was talking about how would Best Buds United handle the game if Undertow Esports struck early. Because although it was a 2-0 win for Best Buds United, first 2.5 minutes of that game, no score was on the board. So on the opposite situation here is, instead of Undertow Esports striking here early, Best Buds United closes that game out strong, and Undertow Esports wasn't really able to come up with the classic late game response we saw in the first 2 games. So really good job of Best Buds United for stepping up to that challenge, and in my opinion, playing the first complete game we've seen from either team in this series so far.
Yeah, Best Buds United got 10 shots to just, I believe, the 3 of Undertow Esports. That's an incredible metric. And the fact that they scored 2 goals off of that shows that they're a little bit inconsistent on their chances. They're not able to find all of them. This game could have been easily run away with had it not, or the Undertow Esports been able to turn it away. Those 10 shots, those 2 goals early really set the pace for the game. And moving forward, we've got a lot on our hands because, well, at the current point, Undertow Esports, they're down 2-1 in this series. They're going to have to find 2 games in a row if they want to take this series. If they want to steal it from out of the grasp of BB United, just going to have to keep moving forward and keep seeing, because we know that Undertow Esports are a dominant team. We know that they can put on the pressure, that they can work the defense. Just Swanky will say your defense doesn't matter as he finds an opening goal. A 3-goal run, hat trick on the course of 2 games is just Swanky on the other end of it. Laughs in the face of their defense and decides, I'm going to score first and I'm going to find this opening goal, just like we've talked about in each of these previous 3 games.
It's been the hallmark of Best Buds United this entire series, scoring first, scoring within that first minute and a half. What hasn't been as common is Undertow Esports answering it right away. They usually save their answer for the thrilling grand finale at the end, but Rose says, you know what? We don't want to wait till the end. We're punching you right back in the mouth this time. 1-1, 2 goals in the first 30 seconds. And you know what I just realized is I wanted a best-of-5 series here. They played a 5-minute overtime, so technically this is Game 5. Maybe we can see a Game 6 here if Undertow Esports wins this one and forces one more.
The first ever Game 6 in a best-of-5 series. I am all here for it, Tino. We'll just have to wait and see. This score's tied up. Rose kind of caught the defense off guard, I believe, making sure that that ball floated in the bottom corner of the goal. Just Swanky was millimeters away from the save, but now he's moved on from that. He's moved on. He's trying to find the goal in Chirp City, taking a shot. Top Cat and Rose in an incredibly awkward spot. Now it's floating around at the top of the 18. No one's able to find it just yet. Chirp City will have to bail them out. A strong bump keeps the ball down here in the blue half, but no one's able to get the ball out. 1-1, 3 minutes and 40 seconds passed on the clock. This score tied early is something that we're certainly not used to. This ball floating towards the net. Just Swanky almost takes advantage of it. It's incredibly even on both sides. It's evident both by the scoreboard and what we're seeing down here on the pitch.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for a better Game 4 here. Both teams really giving it their all. A lot of great plays on the defensive end here. Nice pass to the middle, and then the dunk from Chirp City. I can't believe what we just saw. Look at Swanky posting up here. The booty bump to the mid and Chirp City. Whew. Watch out for Patrick Chewing coming across the middle there. It's 2-1 Best Buds United.
Immaculate passing play down in the corner, perfectly capitalized on. And the 50-50 just helps secure the deal on the goal line. Swanky looking for another highlight clip shot. He's not able to find it, but maybe Bejan Smondo can. Unable to find it initially. Now it's down back the other way. Counterattack for Stripe if they can't get something going quick. Blocked away by Swanky. He won't get credit for the save, but he'll get the save in our hearts as he keeps the lead for BB United, as he keeps things moving forward, as he keeps pushing his team across the finish line, hopefully to a 3-1 scoreline. Chirp City will take advantage of a perfect opportunity entirely created by just Swanky down here on the sidewall. 3-1. We're closing in on halftime, and things are starting to get dicey for Undertow Esports. They're going to have to start fighting back soon. They've lost the opening goal once again. They equalized quickly, but now look where they find themselves. Down 2 with a little bit more than half the game to go. Things are going to have to change, and things are going to happen quick if they want to stay alive in this series.
Yeah, Undertow Esports, I keep saying it again and again, they have fought back in the second half of these games, but it really feels like Best Buds United starting to kind of feel themselves a little bit, starting to get that momentum. They played the full 5 minutes in game number 3 and looked fantastic, and they're continuing that, specifically calling out just Swanky's play here with some amazing passes, teeing up a couple of these goals, looking for another opportunity here, but is denied by Strife. We're just seeing some great offense from Best Buds United and Undertow Esports. You can't take anything away from them. Their defense has been fantastic tonight. Really not a whole lot of goals scored in the series in general, but they're starting to crumble a little bit here with all the pressure Best Buds is putting on. But I feel like that's when we see them at their best. Top Cat's starting to get a little bit of things going in the corner, but Chirp City all over it and just deflecting that one away. Time not on the side of the blue team. That was a good look up the field, but an even better bump by the orange defense. They are just preventing Undertow Esports from really getting comfortable on the offensive end. Although Top Cat, you know, looks pretty comfortable posting up here on the orange half of the field. Just a quick little turnaround and a pop in there. double commit from Best Buds United, and maybe that's a little bit of the caster's curse there, JP. Just as I'm hyping up Best Buds United, just as I'm complimenting them, basically telling them what a great job they're doing, a little mistake happens, and what do you know? Undertow Esports showing up late and strong once again.
Yeah, it's just, unfortunately, we can hype up just Swanky all we want, but it was him that made the unfortunate touch. Great players often make mistakes, and that one has put Undertow Esports within reach of this game. There's only one goal to find now and a minute left on the clock. Sharp City will get this out. The passing play is starting to come out. Really, all you want to do here is just keep possession. You want this ball in your half for as little amount of time as possible if you are Best Buds United. And so far, they're starting to bring back a little bit of some suffocating offensive pressure. But really, Undertow Esports, they're unable to get this ball out. They're unable to do anything with it once they have it. It's starting to bite into their confidence ever so slightly. Bejan Smondo takes it over everyone, ramping it up X Games style, unable to do anything with it in the corner. But the problem is that he didn't get a goal, he didn't get an assist or anything. He kept possession and burned that precious time that continues to tick down second by second off the scoreboard. Swanky's going to try to find another, extend this lead out once more. He'll 50 this down to Bejan Smondo. 14 seconds remaining on the clock, and Undertow Esports, they have to find something quick. Awkward shot for Rose, uncapitalized on. Just Swanky can't find the save, and neither can Sharp City as Strife equalizes the game with 7 seconds to go, proving just that they deserve to be here in this Winter Invitational, that they deserve to be on the same talking points as BB United. 3-3, 7 seconds remaining. We've got ourselves a ball game, T now.
Indeed we do. 5 seconds left. Ball going dangerously to the blue side, but Strife is there for the backboard clear. Just Swanky may be able to get this to the middle. Can't get the second touch, though, and it is going to be the second overtime of this series. Man, Undertow Esports, I am loving watching and casting their games. They just keep things so crazy in the closing seconds. That was a beautiful pass across the field from Rose to set up that game-tying goal. And now once again here, we're looking for the golden goal, and Topcat has it over the top and in. What a beautiful play. Beats Bejan Smondo, regains control after the bump, and Chirp is not able to elevate to make the save. We are going to a Game 5, or as I like to call it in this series, a Game 6, since we already saw a 5-minute overtime. Unbelievable comeback there from Undertow Esports.
Yeah, Undertow Esports just proving themselves to be the overtime warriors, being able to gruel out these games, to tie the game up with 7 seconds left on the clock and then score with less than 30 seconds already passed in overtime. They're proving to be incredibly resilient, and you harped on this earlier, T now. You talked about how Undertow Esports generally likes to play towards the end of the game where they start to ramp up the pressure as the game goes on. And we saw that here as the game went on. As time stopped ticking down and started ticking up, it was almost like we saw a completely different Undertow Esports. They're able to send us over here to Game 5, or effectively Game number 6.
Yeah, I think what I've noticed with Undertow is that they really, we keep saying they pick it up in the second half, and I think a lot of times what they're doing in that second half is they're just bringing the house. They're bringing everybody forward. They're keeping up an insane amount of pressure, and you don't really see them doing that as much in the early game because that can be punished, right? If you bring everybody forward, you pull the goalkeeper, you're looking to make that game-saving play, and time after time, they sort of seem to be able to find a way to do that. Seems to be where they're at their most comfortable, is really being able to just let loose and make it happen here. So game number 5, we are heading into it, and the first strike is from Rose there. Topcat, who has been such a difference maker for UDT all series, keeps the pressure on Bejan to force the 50 to the middle, and a great place shot from Rose. Beautiful start for Undertow Esports.
Yeah, and here in game number 5, with the entire series on the line, we've talked on BB United's ability to get that opening goal, and suddenly Rose has come out on top. Undertow Esports with the advantage early. Strife's going to find another one. Slots into the bottom right-hand corner. It's like it's Freaky Friday. It's like these teams have switched spots. Undertow Esports running away with this game early, and BB United have to catch up quick or they're going to be left in the dust.
Yeah, we have not seen Best Buds United play from behind a single game in this series, so this is a big challenge for them here in game number 5, as this is match points here, ladies and gentlemen. Winner of this game wins this series and moves to 3-2 on the season. Bajan looking to get crazy with it, but the backboard defense is there. Undertow really with a great cushion to start this one off, but if you're Best Buds United, pretty much the entire game left to play. And now the deficit's only 1 as Just Swanky wins a good ball at the midfield there, taking this one away from Strife. And Bajan with nothing but an open net to look at. Splash right there, 2-1. Nice play from Best Buds United. Definitely does not seem like either team very willing to concede once they go down. These two teams, they're full fighters, man.
Yeah, but that goal right there just comes from complacency on rotations. The rotation just became a bit too lax, and they were able to exploit it to get a quick goal. And with only a minute passed, it seemed like forever because of these 3 goals scored, but you cannot let down your guard. A 2-0 lead is certainly not safe. And, well, BB United is looking to prove that point as they look to make the comeback here at game number 5. And as they want to take this series more than ever, both these teams want to win. It's all a matter of who wants to win it more.
Top Cat now trying to take this one across, but Bajan with the first goal for Best Buds maintains a little bit of possession there until it's quickly knocked away as they reset a little bit. Once again, Bajan in the corner. Great 50 in favor of Best Buds United, and Just Swanky camping down there on the other side of the field just like they drew it up, ladies and gentlemen, as Strife unintentionally ricocheting across Bajan there sends the ball back down the field. 0-0 once again. The scoreboard is dead even. We are tied at 2. Unbelievable. Chat was already kind of calling for overtime. The table is set for it now if no other goals are scored here, but with the way these teams have been playing, I kind of have the expectation we're going to see at least one more here in regulation.
Just Swanky continues to pull out the fireworks, but we got to talk about just how lucky that goal was. Just Swanky was going for that right side midfield boost, and he just turns on ball cam, sees the ball flying in his general vicinity, decides, I don't need boost, I'm just going to go get it myself. Buries it into the back of the net, 2-2, and we're under 3 minutes now. We're closing in on that halfway point. We're closing in on these crucial minutes, every second becoming more and more important as these teams try to gruel it out, as they try to find the advantage, as they try to find their saving grace here in this series to win it in 5. Strife will take over possession. That's quickly taken away by Chirp City. Rose will be there quick with the clear. Now it's headed back down towards the other way. Starting to see that ping-pong possession start to come out. Strife will have a weak clear. This could open up the door for Best Buds United to stay in this, and we'll start to see them suffocate the defense, the blue side. Scrambling, trying to find boost low on just about every player. Thankfully, Top Cat's there to stop that pinch. Just flying in the back of the net, uncontested. Bejan Smondo is continuing to put his knee on the neck of his opponents. He's working this ball. He's working it incredibly. Now it's down to Bejan Smondo, but he decides to not jump for it. Oh, it's just so incredibly close to now. The opportunities are becoming abundant now for BB United. While they were once in favor of Undertow, now they're coming back the other way.
This series has been such a tough one to predict as the momentum from these teams just continues to swing back and forth here. If you want to see a couple players that have definitely made some big differences for their teams this series, I say look no further than Just Swanky on the side of Best Buds United and Top Cats on the side of Undertow Esports. Both players have contributed on the offensive end quite a bit with assists, goals. We already see Just Swanky with a goal and an assist involved in every part of the offense in this game. So keep an eye on those two players here for some that have been playing absolutely fantastic so far this match. But you know what? The other 4 players on the field, absolutely fantastic as well. There's an opportunity for anybody to pop off. Now, there's an even bigger audience to do it for as Silent Pickle hits us with the raid for the final 50 seconds here of regulation in Game 5 between Undertow Esports and Best Buds United.
Yeah, if you guys are joining us from Silent Pickle's raid, this series has been incredibly close. Undertow Esports won on a 5-minute overtime in game number 2 to equalize the series now, and we find ourselves at this 2-2 point in the series. We're winding down the final seconds of regular fight. It's looking like it's going to be decided in overtime, but as I can't even finish that sentence, as I can't even get the words to roll off my tongue, Chirp City comes in, makes his name known, buries it in the back of the net. Best Buds United have the advantage with 30 seconds left to play on the clock.
So I hate to say I told you so about which players to watch for, but I told you so. Chirp City and Bajan, they link up in the goal and assist column, but that bump from Just Swanky cleared Strife out of the net for a wide open goal. Huge difference-making play there from Just Swanky to give Best Buds the late lead. Strife is on target, but Bajan with a quick swing around. Rose doing everything they can to keep Undertow Esports in play here. Chirp with the touch away. Top Cat 50s it. Rose, refuel, will try to get back up there. Does demo Bajan. Strife gets the touch. Top Cat trying to keep it up, but Strife goes for it as well, and then Just Swanky kills it. An insanely thrilling match with Best Buds United coming out on top. We didn't get the overtime we deserved there, ladies and gentlemen, but we did get the series we deserved. Well played as we come back to the studio, and congratulations to Best Buds United on picking up the win there. Man, what a series. Both teams really showing it. And we talked about, kind of being 2-2, middle of the standings. These teams are sort of the dark horses of the Winter Invitational. If I'm a team watching this, I don't want to come up against either of these teams here come playoff time or later in this season. Fantastic performances all around.
No, Just Swanky doing spades on offense, hitting just about every shot that fell right on the bumper of his car. Incredibly potent on offense, but that's not to say that, well, the Undertow side, they had their share of opportunities too. They kept the series close. They fought on strong. They won an over 5-minute long overtime to send us to game number 6 in a best-of-5 series. Incredibly tight series. No better way to start off this night's Indy Gaming League matches. Incredible game. GG's to both teams, but Best Buds United, they edge it out at the end of the day.
Yeah, they edged it out, and as far as I'm concerned, both teams played pretty much perfectly. It was just that close. It was in the final 30 seconds that the winner was crowned with the go-ahead goal from Best Buds United. Great play from all 6 players, looking absolutely fantastic. Taking a look at what this means for the team's records, Best Buds moves to 3-2. Which I believe they'll end out their week sitting there, and same with Undertow Esports will drop to 2-3 unless those teams have matches from Tuesday that haven't been uploaded yet. So a good win here for Best Buds United. Very tough team against Undertow Esports. We'll be excited to see both teams keep it rolling here as we head into week number 4 of the Winter Invitational.